Morning, guys. I thought I was going to be doing a live stream, but I decided against it. I prefer doing the tapes myself. It's 1:39 in the morning West Coast time, Sunday the 19th of January 2025. The zombie, we were John C. Roseman, California, barely alive, barely awake. Anyway, a shout out to an online friend named Mr. Daryl P. / artist in recovery, who's got a lot of differences about the government system and how the damn thing works. I never said on my channels I was a guru about a lot of things, but I've learned a lot of things in my lifetime, dude. Government is either a pain in the ass or your friend or both. Depending on which particular Congress you got and the particular administration you have and the atmosphere and the time period. That being said, you're pissed off at the government for not keeping TikTok. Should have been doing that anger and ire a long time ago, as I was trying to explain it in the other video. Damn thing goes back prior to what's going on. We had American companies, but we also had foreign invested companies into our communication structures. And yes, World Wide Web meant the internet was wide open, and we had no regulations, despite pleadings. Despite the pleadings, I'm doing this as a general one to a lot of people, specifically targeted at you, my friend. And I'm going to send a copy of this over to a few other people I know, including those in the clergy. So I'm going to have to keep the language clean on this one. I understand about your anger. You think the government lied and cheated? Well, congratulations, all governments lied and cheat. Study history. I wasn't like this a long time ago as a kid. Ma kept trying to influence me how to keep track of the current events, how to understand and analyze them. We'd have discussions every so often about things going on in our time. She was a voracious reader. She watched television a great deal. She was absorbing a lot of things. She dealt with the public. She bookkeeping, income tax services, but she kept an ear and an eye on the news, what was going on. We had paper subscriptions when we could afford them, and she'd write the paper. She wasn't into the business sections. I looked into the business sections looking for all the damn computer tech, but not that much in the locals out there. I'd go on the street looking for computer magazine articles to read, hold on to, bring them back home. Because eventually they would have a direct bearing on us all regarding mechanisms and not to mention the software and applications and the morals and ethics of it all. I didn't realize this was going to be a big deal. It never occurred to me during that time. I was reading also about the video game issues that they would have. That concerned me because I was a gamer, on the stand-up consoles. But it never translated into something where I'm looking at the ethics concerning about video gaming. We had congressional hearings about that one back in the 90s on that one, I think. I was reading articles and also watching it on a PBS when they were doing the C-SPAN stuff. Hearing about the gamers complaining about stuff and how Congress was going to be jumping down on them if the gaming couldn't regulate itself, and the gaming industry regulated itself. Maybe Congress was waiting for the computer, all the social media platforms that was being produced to regulate themselves. All the big boys, but they never did. They never did. Last Trump's administration, not to mention Biden's administration, I think they had a few hearings about it, but they never did get the regulations going up because Congress never get out of dead ass. If they're talking about they're talking about banning TikTok. What they should have been doing is putting regulations. But you know, the conservatives don't like rules and regulations. They don't like the laws, code of ethics, code of behavior. They like to point the finger and blame. Should also been looking at the political atmosphere. What the hell we had? Biden was going out. There's no way there was executive orders could have done a damn thing at this point. Biden was getting too damn tired with Trump, and he was handing the whole damn headache over to him. If Trump wants to crow, let him crow. Biden didn't give a shit anymore. He had enough. He had enough. You read between the lines on this one, dude. It's not the it's not the political pundits saying. It's what they're not saying. Body language, facial expressions. You got to read them all. I'm still learning that one the hard way. And about research. About research? Going to college? In order to get an essay, throw out enough points to get a grade from get a good grade from the professor. I had to get all my ducks lined up. I had to get all the research material shoved into the paper in different sections, so I would get the grade. But the thing is, I had to do research. Be a ferret. Be a gopher. Dig for the information. See what they've got. Then produce the backup. Then produce your results. Businesses do that too. I discovered that the hard way a long time. They'll have to do research unless they've gotten lazier and lazier these days. You can be pissed off at them. I don't blame you for it. If you need to be pissed off at them, be pissed off at them. Let them know of your anger. I know one thing that you're not going to be doing. And you don't have to say it, Daryl. I know. You're going to go to you're going to go to China, and you say, well, they're friends. Well, if I'm looking at it from the old eyes of politics and of the war games, yeah, not in my book. You say the old ways. Sometimes we knew better. 1950s, McCarthy thought he knew better. But he did things screwed up. He had this ongoing head game going on, the Red Scare, that was terrifying people. During World War II, it was building. They didn't want to deal with the communists, but they were going to be dealing with the communists. Communists in China, but not also the communists in Russia. Patton knew it. He wanted to go head and head. He had his muscle. He was going to have war right there. He was going to take on Russia. But because we were allies at the time, for political expediency, we didn't. Until shit happened. We were afraid the Russians and Chinese would have the bomb. Well, they developed the bomb. They got our secrets out of our country and developed the bomb already. They also had their own German scientists, apparently. So now we're in a nuclear game. We didn't want communists spreading all over the world and coming up to our doorstep. McCarthy was already afraid that we already had a communist party, and we actually did. We actually did have a communist party. But were they that influential on America entirely? That's what they were afraid of. That's why we had the trials. That's why we had the interrogations. That's why we went to the Spanish Inquisitions. Who's loyal and who's not? People are going to be afraid of that shit happening right now as it is. And it's already been happening for a long while. It's already been happening for a long while. People just hadn't seen the damn stuff happening right now as it is. You're worried about the government not doing a damn thing. The independents were screaming and yelling. That was already too late. They already had the corruption going on. Maybe they were right. Billionaires controlling the corporate media, controlling the spin. But the media was already controlling spin on certain items anyway. How do you think we kept reacting and not reacting? Conspiracy theorists come up and say, "Well, I know better." Do you? Did you know better? There are some aspects that I would listen to, and other aspects I didn't listen to. I kept my mouth shut, except now I got a platform here to open it up left and right. But I don't want to do the conspiracy shit. But I will voice my own opinions. Hopefully, without the conspiracy going on. You have to have proof. You got to have backup. You got to have documentation. But if you can't trust the documentation, I know, here comes the conspiracy shit. I've been hearing that on social media like crazy. Then who do you trust? And then you see this other guy glowing up says, "Trust me. I'm from this. I'm from that. I'll be." And if I happen to hear something like that, it's like, fuck you. No. I'll trust my own damn guts. I'll trust my own knowledge. I'll trust what I know, what I think, and what I feel, and what I understand. Getting back to TikTok. I heard about it about a year and a half ago when they were starting to talk about it more and more about TikTok being owned by a Chinese government in the United States, running the whole operation. I kept thinking, oh, terrific. Oh, terrific. Here we go. It was only a matter of time before TikTok was going to be shut down. TikTok was already involved with a lot of countries. That's a lot of ways of gathering intel, gathering knowledge, gathering something. And according to gathering a lot of fear mongering at the same damn time. Facebook does the same damn shit. Zuckerberg doesn't want to talk about it. They gather a lot of information on us. And I kept saying, it's a cork board. I'm trying to put it into old fart technology and techno terms that you may understand. You being roughly the same damn age I am. So, Daryl, do you understand a cork board? Well, snort at that one, why don't you? We've been doing the same damn shit with electronic zeros and ones. You didn't understand it? You couldn't figure the shit out? You think you can own a cork board and say you have the right to put shit up there? Not really. And then you say, no, it's government going against us. Yeah, rules and regulations and social norms. For instance, let's put up a legal shit up there. You know I'm no lawyer, but I'm going to argue like one. So I'll throw out the logic to you. Is it legal for you to show off your body? But in which way, shape, or form? And if you have such freedom at this point over here, are you willing to show and share that to the other people who may or may not disagree with it? Do you have the right to do so? We do it all the time on social media. Why not in the general public? Embarrassed? Put yourself on a damn corkboard. Now, you don't think that there are laws in locals, communities, and in state and federal about decency laws? But usually the decency laws are local stuff. Say, for example, you're going to be going into that round. Let's just say, for example, Daryl. I know I'm an old white blob of grease here, so I don't do that kind of shit. But you being a fit guy and you want to show off, what would be the decency laws in your own community. I'm talking about the local up to the state level. Now, take an advisement. You still have the First Amendment right to demonstrate against the government one way or another. Well, let's say you're going to be doing some kind of just posting this stuff around just for kicks. It could have been misconstrued as First Amendment rights, or it could not, depending on how the lawyers and the judges are going to be looking at this damn thing and looking at the ordinances that are governed by it, governed by the people who have made those ordinances possible. Community leaders who want things kept at a certain way. Translate this into social media. Two different things? Oh, no. The same thing. Different technology. You, as an example, using a community bulletin board, a cork board. On this huge ass cork board in your territory, you see a lot of people posting personal stuff that they allowed themselves to be publicized on a huge ass cork board. And you want to show you off. Want to say, I'm a guy in recovery. This is what you can be in recovery. A good slant on it. A good way of attracting them into your territory. But how you do it, what you're doing, what you're putting out there, and understanding it might come up and bite you in the ass. Things will change. Attitudes will change. The huge community will change on you without you realizing it. If you hadn't been keeping up with the waves of what's going on, if you haven't been keeping up with the communications, haven't checked the social media enough on the damn thing, did you see it coming? Did you see the patterns coming? No, you didn't. Because here comes the people that you get pissed off at. Community policing. You can't put that up there. You're showing the American flag and you're... And then you have the gall to burn the flag. That's not allowed. Our church, our community leaders, our laws are telling you to take this stuff down off your corkboard. Off the corkboard. How dare you? Answer is probably, well, I'm protesting because I think I'm fabulous at protesting. I think the government screwed up, and I'm saying so on this community corkboard. That's allowed by free speech. No, it isn't. According to our community policing, it isn't. There might be other people looking at the thing and realizing that you are weird. We want decency stuff on here. We're posting stuff. We're putting stuff up. Then where's the rules and regulations that I can't be this way? How dare you? I've got my old flag being waved. Oh, I got a big lighter over here. You can't do that. I'm protesting you and your actions. And I've already got this on my camera. I'm fabulous on this one. So let me see. You getting it yet? First Amendment goes to a point. Without the regulation of that damn corkboard, dude, without laws governing its actions, its viewing, you got nothing. You got nothing. We put a lot of crap on that damn corkboard, dude. A lot of it. We put our thoughts, we put our feelings, we put our actions on there. We post pictures on there. Our viewpoints. We want people to know who and what we are. I could be the meanest, rotten son of a bitch right now as it is, being so cursive in my language, being so rotten and foul-mouthed, that YouTube and Google will have no choice but to ban me for existence. But morality and understanding what I have and don't have, what I can do, what I can't do, That's what limits me, and that's what keeps me on here. Knowing what I can and can't do. But you're saying TikTok is different. TikTok is no different. It's a corkboard. Okay, it's a corkboard. So what? Rules, regulations. Conservatives don't want that. They want the chaos and confusion at this point. We want to regulate it to a point where you can do and can't do because of decency. It's still the wild, wild west, and the slow people are slow to react on this damn thing, but pissed off when you take away the corkboard because that was their way of expressing and getting businesses left and right. It's not just being a foul-mouthed get on there. And yeah, I understand about people using corkboards. We'd use it all the time, posting business and stuff, get our communication stuff. People use the businesses like crazy on TikTok, not to mention on an old-fashioned corkboard. I understand it. I get it. But you've got to realize that companies also govern themselves. We don't have Big Brother on it. You say we have Big Brother. We don't have Big Brother on it. Because the thing what we don't want is all the stuff that we're putting up there that may be too damn personal or too excessive and has to be restrictive. There were, I'm using the operative word, were government employees of the government of the United States government using TikTok. And whatever information they're posting on there, no matter how innocuous, innocent, it was still going to be used against the United States, and they didn't want to do that. Yes, it was their point. There was their choice to do national security. Much like it should have been national security a long time ago when they had the stuff working. Decades ago, but they didn't. Congress was slow. Each administration and congressional. Slow. Until we're here right now. You want to be pissed off? Be pissed off at people about the damn shit. We didn't know back then. Did we? It came out beautifully in the 80s. It was a wonderful thing to have. And now, it's a pain in the ass. Now what do we do? We go to other media platforms left and right. And they'll be bouncing left and right on those kind of platforms. It takes us old farts a long while to trust whether or not this is going to be burning us and biting us in the ass. Let alone me if I'm going to be posting that shit up there. If I happen to put on that big, huge corkboard, something of mine, totally personal, that I didn't want to do, but I did it anyway, I know eventually it's going to be biting me in the ass. Or something so innocuous I thought it was innocent enough, it's going to bite me in the ass. I have to realize this shit. I have to realize there's consequences. Laws of physics. Equal and opposite reaction. The immovable object versus the irresistible force. We posted out there without even realizing it. One of these here days is going to bite us in the ass. I am so damn sanguine about the damn shit. I am so distrustful of the damn shit. I have to be careful of the crap I'm putting up there because I know my videos right now are going to go bite me in the ass eventually one of these here days. Maybe if I'm dead, if I'm lucky. But if I'm not lucky, I'll be facing a tribunal of some sort. And saying, why did you say that? Are you going to take that back? No. I'm not. I'm not taking any of the crap back, even if I have to. It's out there. But realizing one thing, dude. We are dealing with private companies who have no rules and regulations because we have our government not enforcing that shit. Putting up the laws in the Congress, having the president signing them, and having it enforced. Even if the industry was screaming for it. You can be pissed off at the government. I'd be pissed off at the people at this point and at the congressional people that we put in there. Also part of the government. Because we gave consent to be the governed. Consent of the governed. I gave my consent to be governed over. That means rules, regulations, laws. Theoretical freedom of speech, we're only allowed to a certain point. You can't yell fire unless there is a fire. You get it? You can be pissed off about it. You have a right to be. And it's going to be up to the President Gasbag whether or not he's going to be reversing himself or following the trend. Just understanding who and what you're being pissed off at. Meanwhile, I got my own issues to deal with. She must be obeyed as awake and up and wanting where the hell I am.